Can everyone hear me and Alvaro and Márcia? Say hi to the people, Alvaro.
Hey
Everyone's
guys,
voice is good.
yeah, it's now.
Oh,
Now
good. Now it's
it's
okay.
good. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's go.
So sorry everyone for taking so long to start this live stream. We've been having some technical issues with our internet mostly here, and we had to restart the modem. And now I think we're good. Okay, I was going to show you guys we were going to go through the concept art, and I may still flip back to it once in a while, but we don't have sound on that overlay. So I'm mostly gonna be going over the miniatures for this bundle, the Toe Collector's bundle. And while I do this, Alvaro is going to be sculpting something. We don't know exactly what yet, but we're gonna figure it out. And Márcia is gonna be painting the bust of Bajak Bloodletter, this bundle's boss. I'd just like to remind everyone again. I'd like to apologize for the delay and the technical difficulties, and I'd also like to remind everyone that we're just 1 week away from our Journey to Valhalla launch week. So starting next week, we're gonna have a series of videos showcasing the 3 tribes of the world of Clayguard, and we have a lot of very exciting stuff to show you guys. Also, let's see. People were asking earlier about loyalty rewards. We'll be releasing those later today. If you haven't gotten yours yet, don't worry, they're coming. And yeah, I guess that's it. Oh, and if you're not subscribed or if you left us some time ago, don't forget, we just released last month the Welcome Pack 2.0. So it's an update to our Welcome Pack bundle. I believe it's 8 new characters, 3 scenery objects, and yeah, I guess that's it. So without further ado, I think we've taken long enough. Let's start. And first off, let's talk about Bajak Bloodletter. You guys are gonna miss my sound just for a second as I show the concept art. And I'm back. So I think this has an interesting story as a mini. The concept, as you guys could see, let me put it back a little bit so you guys can see the full miniature. The concept was this, this half-blooded, this half-demon orc guy that leads the bandit gang, the headlock bandits. And he's mounted on this beautiful war horse it looks mean as hell, right? And the concept started as that, but then I believe Alvaro decided, we hear you guys asking for more miniatures of animals and the unmounted versions of creatures, and that's what we decided to do, right? So not only this month the boss has the mounted form, but we also have the horse. Ooh, yeah, and I'm gonna bring it Bajak to this distance later so you can get better detail. So we have this war horse with Bajak's extra weapons that you can use for your game. And we have the unmounted version of Bajak. And he looks mean as hell.
Yeah, this miniature was so awesome that we asked Leandro Pavanelli if he could do 2 versions of him. So at first there was going to be only the mounted version, but man, it was so awesome that we needed this mounted version as well. So 1 miniature become 3 now, right? The mounted version, the horse, and Bajok itself.
Yeah, and let me bring Bajak back to this distance so you guys can see a little bit more. Yeah, I think this way you guys can see a little bit more detail on the Bajak mini. And Bajak is based on a D&D monster called a Tanarok. It's basically a demon-blooded orc. I think it's what's the name of the god of the orcs? I think it's Grumsh One-Eyed, right? Grumsh One-Eyed uses these guys as like his frontline fighters in Acheron and like his eternal fight against goblins. But it can also work as it would be kind of a mix of a tiefling and an orc, but way more powerful. I remember passages from D&D that mention Yenogo and how he created nose by the hyenas feasting on the carcasses of Yenogo's skills, right? And then they become nose. I think this one is kind of like the blood of Grumsh One-Eyed can create one of these guys. And they can become leaders of orc war bands, or in this case, leader of a bandit gang. Yeah, let me show unmounted Bajak again because people are asking for it in chat. Yeah. Yeah, all of the minis I'm going to show to you guys today are the 75mm versions except for the scenery objects. Because I believe the 32mm versions are with Márcia for painting later. Ooh. Yeah, and as always, like the war horse is always a very flexible miniature, right? You can use it for a whole bunch of stuff. Someone on Discord said they were waiting for a good horse to use with one of their other miniatures. Yeah. I'm gonna be answering questions on the just so you guys know. I'm gonna be answering questions at the end of the stream. We're gonna be going through all of the models, and then I'm gonna go back in chat and answer questions. But if I catch something that is relevant right now, I'll answer. Yeah, people are saying they're gonna need more resin. Yeah. Let me move on from Bajak to another incredible miniature from this month's bundle. Just a second, guys. And as I transition, let me just change something here. Let's go to the heroes of this bundle. So, and this one, it's funny I should talk about Bajak Bloodletter. Now we're gonna talk about his daughter. And the bust is so big. Oh yeah, how about that? And this is Amanda Bloodletter, Bajak's daughter, and she's a rogue. And she's a really badass rogue. She can actually work as a fighter as well. Look at those muscles. But that's what you expect from a half-orc, right? And Lucas Gribbo, or lore master, he created this story like Amanda was ostracized for being a half-orc. Like her father only gave her to orc half of his blood, didn't pass on any of his demon power. And he kind of left her and her mom, and Amanda was ostracized, and then one day she decided to leave and join her father and maybe find acceptance that way. Things didn't work out. If you guys read the magazine and the lore, you guys are gonna see some of the stuff that happened. And if you can see right here, all of the bandits from this bundle, we try to incorporate this symbol, like I think it's a little bit clearer here on the bust and on Bajak here. Let me try to get out of the way so you guys can see right here. This is the Headlock's Bandit symbol, and we try to incorporate that. You can see it in Amanda both on her cloak clasp and on the 75mm figure. It's, oh, actually it would be here, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would. On her tattoo. It's not as much a tattoo as it is scarification, right? Which is a really badass way to brand someone as part of your group. I don't know. Like matching tattoos, I think would be less painful to do. But Amanda is no longer part of the Headlock Bandits, and now she's out for blood. She's out for vengeance. She wants to get her father, and I think it's another incredible sculpt. And let me just check here. This sculpt is by Rafael Sui. Let me get my big ugly hand out of the way. And especially on the bust, I think her expression is amazing. And
Yeah, this miniature at first we were going to sculpt her in a more relaxed pose, more neutral pose, but we were missing more action posed heroes, so we decided to change a little the design of this piece, and we did her like jumping to kill her father or something like this.
yeah,
But it's much more dynamic.
actually, let me try to showcase that. Let me turn this around a bit. Yeah, I think that's a much more dynamic, much more hero-like pose. Into her base, let me lift her up here. Okay, her base actually shows her like breaking some stuff to get some what is the proper term? Yeah, like she's jumping so hard, she's breaking her support there. So I think this is an amazing miniature, and like even like underneath her cape and on her legs here. Ooh, let me see if I can show it here. Yeah, we have like the scabbards for her big daggers here. These are almost short swords, and the throwing daggers as well. She's a rogue through and through. She's an assassin, right? Okay, moving on now from the Bloodletter clan. Let's move on to our next hero. Give me just a second, guys, as I bring him out. Just a second. So, next up, we have Harrow, the townsguard. And I think this expression is absolutely amazing. It reminds me a bit of, I forget the name for the guy in English. It was like He-Man's weapons master, right? The power mustache. Yeah. Okay, and this is our townsguard inspired hero for this month for the collector. He's a fighter. He's a no nonsense kind of guy. Yeah, people are already saying in chat they absolutely love Harrow. I think there's a lot of personality in the Death Turn expression, right? He's wearing the keys to the city around his neck. Maybe the keys to the... Let me push him back a little bit. Maybe the keys to the gates. His main weapon is this polearm, but he has his trusty sword as a backup. He has the lantern on his belt, so he can do his patrols at night. And this is like a classic type of hero, right? It's a town guard that had to rise up to the occasion. Yes. Oh, people are saying it's men at arms in English. I think in Portuguese, and it was like mentor or something. And like his face, I just absolutely love Harold's face. It's another sculpt by Rafael Sui, just like Amanda. And let me turn the bust around so you guys can see a little bit more detail on his back. There's not much there. And yeah, his battle scarred, an absolutely amazing miniature as well. And it's one that you can use as, and you can use Harrow to townsguard as a townsguard in your game. But I think it's a waste. I think he's a badass fighter. You would not want to be caught committing a crime when Harold's around. As I said, like he's a no nonsense kind of guy. Yeah, someone saying in chat, Harold is just starting his watch and he's already over it, right? He has no. He's one of those guys that he was born too old for this, you know. And okay, let's move on to the next miniature, which is our third and last hero for this bundle. And I know a lot of people have been waiting to be able to print this miniature. And I'm gonna tell you, this is probably my favorite miniature from this bundle as well. And here he is. Ooh, let me turn him around and let me put the bust here, just behind. Turn him around a little bit as well. This is Nortol, or Turtle Folk Monk. Yeah, and let me push this back a little bit. Yeah. This is one of those sculptures that when I saw the concept art for him, I said, oh yeah, people are gonna love this one. Because who doesn't want to play as a Ninja Turtle or as Master Uguay, right, from Kung Fu Panda? Yeah, and I believe this is an amazing sculpt, and it has just so much detail and love put into it. Like the bead collar with all of the swirls. He has the prayer beads as well, coming around his neck, coming all the way down here. His belt actually has a couple of bells hanging from it. And he's not only drinking from a gourd, he's also carrying one, and his base has a couple of gourds, like empty gourds as well. Don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah, and his shell actually not only has he's been doing this a while. He's been doing this adventuring gig a while. He has been hit by a bunch of arrows. He doesn't seem to care. I guess that's just his demeanor, right? It's life. I don't know if your DM would allow you to use this, but he also has this little. If you don't want to use Nortol as I think it's Path of the Drunken Fist Monk or something like that. If you don't want to use him as a Drunken Fist Monk, you can definitely use him as a Kensei Monk. Like, he has this special weapon we gave him on his tail. Yeah. Drunken Turtle style, yeah. So you can use him as a Kensei Monk as well. And, there's this placiditude to Nortol. Like, he's been walking around the combat zone and nothing phases him, right? It's a very, very, very ugly attitude of him. Okay, now I'm gonna let chat catch up a little bit. I'm gonna ask, so Alvaro, what is this you're sculpting for us today?
Yeah, I'm sculpting some kind of orc or something like this. This is the type of character that I really like to sculpt, because sculpting humans is really hard. If you do something a little off with a human head, especially female heads, it looks off, it looks weird. But when you are sculpting creatures, ugly creatures like this one, you have more freedom. So for me, I have more fun sculpting ugly guys like this one. And in the previous live, I had some issues with my pen tablet, so now it's working, and I'm able to sculpt something more organic with a mouse only. It's really hard. So now I have more freedom.
Yeah, even the last live stream and for those of you who missed, the shelf that Alvaro sculpted in the last live stream actually ended up becoming part of our Welcome Pack 2.0. And
Yeah.
people were actually quite impressed, Alvaro, with your sculpting skills with a mousing.
Yeah, it's really hard, but you can do some things.
Yeah. Okay, so I know everyone loves Nortol and everyone wants to have a Nortol and print him and like just have him around. He seems like he'd be a good friend to have, right? But we have to move on to our next miniatures. So, let me remove this and place this here. Do it quickly. And okay, the next one. A lot of people were really excited for this one as well. This is our Dwarven brawler. And just like the turtle folk monk, right? I think this is a very classic example of something like everyone wants to have or everyone has played or knows someone who has played, and everyone would like to love punch you in the face badass dwarf. And this is it. This is our a bearded female dwarf, drunk dwarven brawler, and we decided to do this one bearded because I believe both in Lord of the Rings, both in the movies and in the books, there's an implication that female dwarfs are supposed to have beards also. They're supposed to be like indistinguishable from the male dwarfs. And I believe D&D also took a lot of inspiration from that. So in D&D, not all female dwarfs have beards, but I think like canonically they have. And there's not a lot of representation of that. Like, and let's be honest, guys. Beards are awesome. Beards are badass. Everyone should have a beard. Okay, maybe not everyone, but everyone would like to have a beard. And this one, I forgot to say before, Nortol was sculpted by Breno Sales and by Alvaro as well. Alvaro had a hand in it.
Yeah, Breno was doing a great job on this one, but when we did this poll on the Facebook group, and we found out that Nortol was the most popular miniature, I got a little scared, and I asked Breno after he finished the job if I could do some touch-ups so the miniature become even better. So it's a collab work. I try to do my best to make the miniature even better.
Yeah. Okay, so back to the Dwarven Brawler. She was sculpted by Rafael Salesi. And I think it's another. You can actually see like she looks like a dwarf. She doesn't look like, and she's like wrapping her hands like she's getting ready to fight. And actually, I think this is one of those characters that is always ready for a fight. And as with all minis from this bundle, like the characteristic scarification here on her arm the headlock bandit symbol, and the character, the boss from this bundle actually has a special ability called I forgot what it's called exactly, but it's a headlock ability. He's a grappler, and you do not want to get grappled by him. Yeah, and she's dressed like quite comfortable. Like you need to be able to move if you're gonna fight like this. And she's
Yeah,
certainly
I
can.
always wanted to do a female dwarf with beard for loot, but for me it was too risky to do a hero like this because a lot of people love this idea of female characters with beard. However, a lot of people don't like this, so it's a tricky miniature to do. So I thought that doing her now uh, with some bandits would be a great opportunity to do this. She's not the main character, but she's there, and I know a lot of people will use her as heroes for playing their campaign.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those things we can't please. Like we're always looking out for your suggestions, guys. Both the ones that you guys post on our Facebook community or Discord community, or when you just like, or when you answer or inquiries when we send a poll to you guys and you answer it. We're always looking out for those answers, and we're paying attention. And we can't please everyone all of the time, but a bundle like this is a great opportunity to like cover a lot of ground, do a lot of stuff that is very versatile. Like a lot of the miniatures from this bundle outside of the heroes can be used as heroes, and I would argue even like like Amanda, for instance. She's an amazing hero, but she has like that mean look that could be used for an enemy as well. So like we can't please everyone all the time, but whenever we find an opportunity, we like to include stuff that would be fun to do and that the community has asked for. And yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's
some people complain that we do a lot of overpowered, like high level characters, a lot of creatures. But when we do bandits, some people say like, "Oh, I prefer the creatures." So yeah, we try to
yeah.
make our best to make most people happy, but it's impossible to make everyone happy. All the bundles, right?
Yeah. Okay, so moving on to the next miniature, and let me just check. Oh, a lot of people are excited for this one as well. Let me just back here. Okay, and this this is the elf arcane trickster. And this, let me change the position of this thing that I have here a little bit. Yeah, I think this is better. Like you can see the smirk on his face, and this is what I mean. Like every thieves guild needs someone that's able to use magic, right, to disarm those magical traps. Every bandit organization needs criminal organization in a D&D setting needs to have someone with magical abilities. But like maybe a mage is not the best person to send into the field, but our arcane trickster just knows just enough magic to make himself like invaluable to the organization. And this is what I've been saying. Like this, you can see like the smirk on his face. Let me try to get. Ooh, let's try to get a little bit more detail. Yeah. You can see the smirk on his face as he casts this. And this is actually like a very stylized mage hand spell. And he has this special base for him that is like a gnarled tree trunk. And the mage hand comes around it. And it's an awesome base, an awesome action pose. And I think it's another one of those minis that yeah, I think this is a half elf. No, it's an elf arcane trickster. People are saying this looks like Scallon from Critical Role. Yeah, I think if you downsize him a little bit, he could work as Scallon, definitely. Like the smarmy expression, like he's about to do something really bad to you. He's about to steal from you, and he knows there's nothing you can do about it. Oh, I just looked at Alvaro sculpting some teeth, and and I was like, and this is another miniature that can work perfectly as a character miniature as well. He has the short sword here, and a short and long sword, and actually, I think this could be classified as a short sword, and this is a dagger. Those weapon nomenclature it's complicated. It's not always consistent, not even in like fencing manuals. And let's see. Actually, I don't know where the. Let's check here. Ooh. Okay, so you can see the throwing daggers here. Dagger, 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 right? For the fans of Critical Role out there. I think I really want to see what you guys can come up with when you're painting this miniature. What you guys can come up with in terms of the colors. I'm really interested to see what you guys are gonna do with this mage hand down here. Oh, people are already answering. They probably said this even before I asked. I will paint him with Miles Morales colors for sure. Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that. Okay, so next miniature. We have. Ooh, this is a fun one. We have the Goblin Grenadier. Let me get him. And I'm gonna push him back a little bit. And like the Goblin Grenadier, I think this one is a little bit more inspired in the Pathfinder spirit of goblins. It's not, if not specifically the style. I think there's a devil maker attitude that they have, and they don't really care about their own lives all that much. And I think there's like in a D&D universe, like goblins and kobolds and like little creatures like that are always the creatures that get the short end of the stick. Adventurers are just killing them left and right, and no one values them as like living beings at all. And I think this is a goblin that said, "Well, okay, if you can't beat them, join them." And he's on top of a keg of this barrel of gunpowder or smoke powder if you're playing the Forgotten Realms. And there's all these little like grenades, and there are grenades on the base as well. And on his back he has like those sticks of dynamite, and he's smoking a pipe because life is short and you gotta enjoy it, right? And life is especially short for a goblin, and especially short if you're this goblin. His stat block actually has a death burst ability, so I think this is a great surprise to throw at your players. Even when you defeat him, he is still like throwing shade at you and trying to kill you right back. And he's been doing this a while, and there's been a couple of accidents. Let me see if I can get it to focus here. Like the left side of his face and body, it's scarred from the explosions and fires that he has set. Okay, and that's the Goblin Grenadier. Do you want to say anything about this one, Alvaro?
I think you already said everything. He's like a you only live once guy.
Yeah.
He smokes his pipes on top of a lot of explosives, and he doesn't care. I really like this one.
Ooh, okay. The next one is another. It's another fan favorite. Uh, and who is it? Who is it? It's a good boy. It's a good boy. Okay, so this dog has been like co-opted by the bandits, right? But and you guys have been asking for more animal miniatures, and we thought this would be like a fun way to incorporate a dog into one of our bundles. It's not just a dog; it's like it's a useful dog, and it doesn't even like. I think we actually make it very clear on the lore for this guy. Yeah, we make it very clear on the lore for this guy. He's not a bad boy. He's a good boy. And maybe if your player characters defeat the bandits, the dog can follow along. And some stuff changed from the original concept art until the final model on this one, right, Alvaro?
At first, he was going to be a bad boy because the first time Guilherme did the concept art, this dog had like a human hand on his mouth, like eating a human hand. And I was like, oh yeah, it makes sense for a really bad dog, like a bandit's dog. However, I think it would work in only a few situations if you want a really bad dog. But if we do this dog like more like a good a good boy with no hands on his mouth, it would be a much more useful mini for everyone. So you can use this dog in many ways. You can use him as the bandit's dog. You can use him as a companion, as a pet. So I think it was the best decision.
Yeah, it can be you can polymorph into him. You can wild shape into this dog.
Yeah.
You can have him just carry around your stuff. Like if you don't have like if you need someone to carry your stuff and your DM keeps killing your NPCs, like just have this dog carry your stuff like he's doing for the bandits. Your DM would not be cruel enough to kill this dog. I guarantee it. I wouldn't. Well, maybe. Depends. Okay, just let me go back just a little bit, guys. The Elf Arcane Trickster was sculpted by Douglas Martins. The Goblin Grenadier was sculpted by Yuri Sampo. And guard dog was sculpted by. Let me find it here on my little cheat sheets. Oh, it was sculpted by. Oh, yeah, it was Yuri Sampo as well. So both the Grenadier and the best boy ever were sculpted by Yuri Sampo. Márcia, people on chat would like you to know that the painting on Bajak is looking great.
Yeah, I think it's just a little out of focus, maybe. Márcia, try to press the camera's button.
Oh yeah, I think this is much better now.
Okay, did you ask me something?
No. I was just telling. The people on chat are saying that the painting so far looks amazing.
Oh, thanks.
Okay, so let's go to the next one. And the next one is the half-elf archer. And you can see here, this is one of those minis that it's great for it's great for painters and for dioramas. She has like this more calm pose, right? She's like making her arrows, like fletching her arrows, and it's just such a cool pose, such a cool stance for her to be in. And do you want to talk a little bit more about this overall, about like the decision to how we decide like which ones are gonna be in which poses?
We try to mix everything, like do some characters in a very dynamic, some characters more relaxed, to make them, like I said, most people happy. Like this one is great for painters, but for players as well. She could be like a character you find doing your travels. You can ask her for information or something like this. And it's a very unique miniature. Me personally, I never saw a miniature like this doing arrows. So at Loot, we are always trying to make original things, miniatures that you can't find easily around. And this one is a great example.
Yeah, and she's like a half elf, and I think there's she's like, as all of the enemy miniatures, she's also a member of the Headlock bandits, and I think it's kind of a team on what, like when you're doing this bandit groups or divs guilds or something like that. It's always like all the members are always like the outcasts, right? They're always like the half orcs or half elves or the goblins or those people that didn't quite fit in society. Uh, People who've had it rough. Yeah, and I think it's very very interesting to see a character like this. Like she's an outcast, but has found her place in this group of bandits. And let me look at my cheat sheet here. Do you remember who sculpted this one, Alvaro?
This one was Michelle.
Ooh. Okay, so the next one that we have is the half elf rogue, and I have seen some speculation about this on the community and on the posts we made, like showing more of the characters. I believe Alvaro has seen this as well. I think this, yeah, I think this is just like a really cool rogue figure to have, like on this like watching from the corner pose, and he's like waiting for something, maybe waiting for someone to kill or to rob. He has an actual crowbar for like here, like just barely hidden behind his cape. And people are saying, "Oh yeah, this is gonna be a good one for the OSL practice." And we have the same style of lantern that Harrow was carrying. This is like a more fixed lantern, but it's kind of the same style, I think. And people were commenting on the group, "Who is this? Like the mysterious stranger from the welcome pack?" And I think here's what I have to say to this: you guys can believe in whatever headcanon you want to for miniatures. I'm not gonna say no to that. And I think this is a classic rogue. This is a classic rogue mini in a post that's a little bit different. It's like the post around on his back like allows for this just awesome pose. And I think, like Alvaro said, I think this is not a mini that you find a lot, right? This style of mini. And this one was sculpted by Gabriel Laet. Am I saying his name right, Alvaro?
Yeah, if you were saying wrong, I've been saying wrong all my life as well. I believe it's like this. Yeah.
Okay. So let's move on to the next miniature. Just a sec. Let's see here, just so I make sure. Oh, this one is a lovely miniature, and it's another one that a lot of people have been saying they're gonna use for their characters as well. This is the Halfling Rogue. Let me try to focus her a little better here. And yeah, I think she actually doesn't need the base that I was using for the other ones. This is a Halfling Rogue. It's one of the favorite race class combinations for people to use in D&D, right? And we had to do one for ourselves, and she's just kind of really cute. She has this little squirrel companion, and actually, what is this around her neck? Can you tell us what is this around the squirrel's neck, Alvaro? Like he's wearing a necklace.
I'll be very honest, I have no idea. I think it's just a cool necklace.
Yeah, it's a necklace like it's like the collar. Yeah, it could be. I think this is one of those things like halflings are small and they can get into small places where other races wouldn't be able to. But even for halflings, some places are too small, right? So maybe this particular halfling trained the squirrel to steal something or pickpocket stuff, or get the keys so that she could walk in. And like in classic halfling style, she's not wearing this would be like more hobbit style. She's not wearing any shoes. She does have like bandages like wrapped around her feet. It just reminds me of the I think it's the thief. It's the thief subclass for the rogue that gets like they just get a climbing speed at some point. And I think this would fit that perfectly, right? And we have this base, like this special base, that is like a ruin or the top of crenellations somewhere on a castle or on a building somewhere. And I think this just symbolizes that like she's already climbed all the way up here with the grappling hook that she's using. Yeah. And I think this is just another one of those classic miniatures that can be used as both an enemy, and I would give this enemy a climbing speed actually. Maybe a urban pursuit scene that you want to do with your players. I think she knows her way around the cityscape very, very well. You can of course use her like in a dense forest as well, or in a particular like. And I think I make mention of this in the magazine this month. One of the things that bandits do is they go to a place, they like a particular landmark, they take it over, and they use it as a strategic point of attack, either to attack travelers that are passing by, or like the place where they stage their raids. So yeah, I think this is a perfect mini for a halfling rogue, if I'm being honest. And next up, let's see what we have. Yeah, next up from very small, we are going to, and actually let me find it here. Ooh, where is it? Actually, guys, just give me a second. Just a second, guys. I think the mini is like behind here somewhere, out of view from me.
Essa tela vai?
É isso. A miniatura, ok. A miniatura. Só clica no áudio ali, ó.
Oh, you can't find the bigger miniature?
Yeah, just a second. It's the miniatura do Just a second, guys. Oh, yeah, it was like behind here. I couldn't find it. Yeah, okay. So, like I was saying, from very small to very big, and I'm gonna have to put this one back a little bit. Yeah. I think you guys can see this one very clearly. And just for comparison, let me put Harold next to him, like right next to him. Let's see. Yeah, this is a half-ogre, right? And we're doing that thing like, and it's a very interesting miniature. It's one of those. A half-ogre happens when an ogre and yeah, I'm not gonna tell you guys all the birds and the bees, but
no details, please.
yeah, but it's usually like part ogre and part either human or orc or one of the goblinoid races, like a bugbear. And then one of these things happen, and yeah, you don't want to be the mom when this is coming out. If you're like the not ogre mom. And every people have to usually have the idea that a Thieves Guild needs to be full of a Thieves Guild or a bandit group needs to be full of like sneaky characters like rogues, maybe rangers, a couple of guys that can cast magic a little bit, but you also need your enforcers, and this is what this guy is. This is the guy that just when you stop the wagon on the road, right? All you have to do to convince people to leave the wagon and to hand over their possessions is call this guy and say, okay, you can leave, you can do what we say, or you can do what he says, but he's not as gentle as I am. And then they just start giving you stuff. Right, and he's using like this little shields, like this round shields for pauldrons, and like cartwheels for armor as well. Like one of his peg legs is actually like half a cartwheel, because there's usually no big and tall shops on D&D, right? At least not that big and not that tall. You can see here he's holding this goat, this poor goat that is like desperately trying to escape his grip. And he actually has an ability which is really funny, which is hurl goat. He can just chuck that goat at one of your players, which I think is funny as hell, right? Like your players are being robbed already, like they're having a bad enough day, and then someone just chucks a goat at them. Yeah, people are saying like they love his peg leg. Yeah, I think this is another amazing miniature. And
Yeah, this design, I just loved it. Like, Guilherme did a great job. This leg was really creative. I never saw something like this before.
yeah, and you can if you guys want to, you can always. He's already like pretty big. He's large sized, right? But if you guys want to like make him even bigger, he can work as other giants as well. And he was sculpted by.
By Breno.
Oh, yeah, by Brenna's house as well. Yes. Yeah, I had it on my cheat sheet on a separate page there. Let me look at chat. Yeah, not the goat. Yeah, poor goat. Next up, we have another half-blood. And let me move to half-ogre around. And this time up, we have the half-orc. It's the half-orc brute. And like I said, sometimes you need like muscle in your bandit group. Like just you need to be forceful about the way you go, the way you go about selling stuff. And let me see here. Yeah, and you can see like he's stepping on someone's head, right? And he has another head like that he's holding, and he's looking at it with this smarmy grin. Like he likes doing this stuff, right? He was born for this benefit life.
An elf ears necklace as well as.
Oh yes, like his necklace. He's going full like. What's the famous movie? Is it Apocalypse Now? He has an ear necklace. It's an elf ear necklace. Like maybe he wasn't well treated by elves when he was young. Maybe he was
Really doesn't like elves.
Yeah, and here's his tattoo, like his scarification.
Sorry.
Just a second, guys. We're adjusting to focus here.
Oh, Márcia, please
Yeah.
go to the right.
Yeah, can you move a little bit to the right? Yes, that's beautiful. Yes, thank you. Yes, people are saying it's the Walking Dead Daryl's necklace. And half-orcs have that relentless endurance ability, right? Where they can just, if they take damage that brings them down to 0, if it doesn't just like kill them, they instead go to 1. And this is one of those half-orcs that can take a lot of damage. He has this arrow going through his shoulder here, and it doesn't seem to bother him all that much. And his extra weapons. Yeah, I think this is a badass mini. I'm not sure I would use this one for a hero, but it's also like plenty versatile. And this bundle, he's not like the boss, he's just a mook. But this could be a good like boss for an orc adventure that you do as well. And next up, what we have here on my list, and I think this was one of the first ones we revealed to you guys. The human crossbowman. And I think this is another one of those like this is one of those humans that maybe he was part of like an army or a militia, and the army lost, and you know, like he has to go somewhere, and he has some equipment. It's not like the best equipment. Maybe he was a townsguard before, and you can use him as a townsguard as well. But yeah, he's using a crossbow, which is an easier weapon to learn to use than the bow, right? And you don't have to be as skilled with the bow to use it. Crossbows are more like I'm not gonna say up close and personal, but they're more close range than the longbow, and they're easier to use, right? And he has this, and in the concept art we actually have like this piece of leather actually has the headlock bandit symbol, but I believe we decided to leave it blank so you guys can paint like whatever symbol you want here. And this can be a really annoying fight for your players, especially if you do what I would do, which is use this as cover, so he can get like 3/4 cover or something, maybe even full cover. Like the players have to either hit him from afar or flank around him, and it's another amazing and versatile mini. I think if, we have Harrow the townsguard, and maybe this one would be, I don't know, Bob the townsguard, if you decided to go that way. Who sculpted this one, Alvaro?
On this one,
Let's see if I can.
man, there are so names.
There's so many names, yeah.
I'm not sure it was Douglas or Laet, maybe. Let me check.
Yeah, I actually don't have this one on my cheat sheet. I think was and as you check, let me grab the next one. Take this chance to grab the next one, which is the last
Oh
character
yeah,
mini.
it was like
Okay, it was Gabriel Laeti as well. Yeah, human crossbowman. It was Gabriel Laeti as well. Okay, so last but not least for the characters, we have the Red Folk Swashbuckler. And don't get us wrong. This is not were rat, right? This is not at least not the were rat from the bundles. This is considered like size. He's considered size small, like he's always like hunched over like this. And I think as a rat, I would give him like that. You know that disgusting ability that actual rats actually have, that as long as like their a hole is bigger than their skull, they can get through it, and they have like those kind of cartilaginous bones that they can like squeeze through holes. I think the Red Folk Swashbuckler, it's a great example of maybe an ally of opportunity for the bandits. He's really good at getting places he shouldn't be in. He has the scarification like right here on his face, at the mark of the headlock bandits. And he actually has like the little rats just following him around, right? Because he just stole a wheel of cheese, like the beautiful golden cheese that everyone else was so excited when Alvaro was sculpting last live stream, right? Yeah, people are saying in chat like we already have a mutant ninja turtle, right? This is Master Splinter.
oh yeah.
And he's not just a red folk. He's a swashbuckler, which is a more like flamboyant type of rogue, right? Think movies like even stuff like The Princess Bride, right? More recently, or the swashbuckler swordsman movies of the 1930s, right? Pirate adventures. And if you want to use him as a character, like go right ahead, man. I think he would work beautifully as that as well. Like his long, ratty tail. Yeah, like he's just drawing his sword, his short sword. This is a little bit closer to what's like a fencing sword than a saber or something. So this is like your classic pirate rat as well. Oh, this one looks looks amazing. Let's look at the teeth here. And it's another sculpt by Michel Rodriguez. Do you want to say anything else about this one, Alvaro?
This is the for me it's like the rat version of these Shrek cat.
Oh yeah, the Puss in Boots.
yeah.
The Puss in Boots. This is the what would this be like? He's not wearing boots. Like the rat with the hat, maybe. Yeah, the rat with the hat.
Yeah, this one it looks really cool. I like the rats on the small rats on the base as well. It looks like he's a leader or inspiration for the small rats.
Yeah.
He's stealing food to cheese to give to the rats. So Robin Hood vibe as well.
Yeah. And this was the last character, but we also have an NPC mini for you guys this month, as always. And is this guys, the prisoners, which are like in a really dire situation, right? Maybe they pissed off the bandits, or they caught the bandits in a bad day, and the bandits got a little bit angry, and they decided to do like target practice with the father of the family. And actually, I don't think that's even the worst thing that they did. Like, look at the back of this. It's the girl's teddy bear. Like, they impaled her teddy bear, man. That's just wrong on my book, man. I'm a cruel DM. I am not that cruel. And of course, they're practicing with the apple above the head, and he's actually quite lucky. Like, it was probably it was either I believe people named him Bob the traitor, Bob the deserter, right? The human crossbowman, or the half elf archer that's been practicing on him. They hit the apple, they didn't hit him, so you know, he's fine. It could be worse. Yeah, roll for fear when seen to stab teddy bear. Roger Sola says in chat. Oh, I'm looking at taking a look at Márcia's painting now, and it is turning out amazing. I love the colors on the horns that she's doing. Okay, guys, and we may need to adjust the focus here a little bit, because the next miniatures I'm going to show you are the scenery objects, and they're all 32 millimeters, right? So give me just 1 second as I get them out here. And there's a lot of them this month, as you guys already know, right? So there's this one. Let me try to get a couple of minis here, and then I'll bring them to the foreground as we need them. Because this time, and if you want to tell the story about like how we ended up with so many scenery objects this month, Alvaro, because I was looking at ClickUp, and there was a video of you like explaining the concept art to the artists, and saying like what we were gonna do this month, and then you pointed at the scenery objects, and you were like, oh yeah, like Guilherme went a little crazy. We're probably not gonna do all of these objects, and then we ended up doing every single one of them.
Yeah, so what happened was Guilherme. So this was the first bundle that he designed. For those who are with us since the beginning, Gaines was our concept artist doing more than a year, but we were trying to make the concept art even better. I mean, Gaines is a great artist, but we needed someone who was going to dedicate more time to the concept art. And as well, we were looking for a Brazilian artist, because working with people around the world, it's a little hard sometimes because of the time zone and everything. And we found Guilherme, that is an amazing Brazilian artist. And this was the first bundle that he designed. And I think he went a little crazy with all the objects. Like, he designed a lot of objects, and it was a huge challenge. Usually, one artist sculpted all the objects for us, but in this case, for example, I asked Leandro Pavanelli to design the horse. So this small horse, this regular horse, was sculpted first, and then Leandro used this horse as a base for the Bajok's horse, that is much bigger, more muscular.
Yeah, and actually, yeah, I do have a 32 millimeter version of the Bajok's horse here, and you can see like the size difference, right? This is a war horse. this is a pull your wagon horse, just like a draft horse maybe. But I think like all of the objects, people were like, yeah, people were saying like, yes, thank you, Neto. A little D8 for scale here, and let me move myself out of the way here. Okay, so we have the horse and the goat, and the place where they go to drink water, right? And we have, as always, a chest here. Oh, let me move things around.
We are running out of chest ideas.
Yeah. Yeah. And we have a chest here, as always. We have 3 different bedrolls. Like, we have everything you need to set up your bandit camp, right? We have this tent right here, which is like the oh, let's go. The tent that the regular bandits probably use. But we also have the big tent, which is protected by shields on the sides, and it's probably like the tent of Bajok, right? And it has the skull on top here, and the skull it looks like a cyclops. Is it a cyclops, Alvaro?
Yeah, it's the cyclops cool.
Yeah, and it has an arrow going through it and a couple of horns, and it's just awesome, right? And then we have like utility stuff, like the banners. Oh, let me put this here. Like the banners, the brazier, the table, another table to add to the ones from the welcome pack, right? With a bench and a couple of stools. Ooh, let me bring it forward so everyone can actually see. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff in this bundle, and I think you guys can see it here, like this hide being tanned. Yeah, this hide being tanned here in the tanning rack, which is like, this is kind of like all the stuff that you need for a bandit camp, right? To set up your bandit camp. And of course, and people are already saying it in chat, even before I say anything, that their favorite, and that's why I said the Nortol was one of my favorite miniatures this month. I think this is another one, like the wagon. And this was conceptualized not as like a bandit wagon, it's like the carriage, right? It's the carriage that was bringing that poor family to through the bridge where the headlock bandits set up their trap, and they got captured. And this is their carriage, and the horse actually fits like quite snugly in there. Yeah, and of course the top comes off, and the top is actually like a big cross section of a barrel, and the inside is empty, so you can fit a couple of let's do it like this. The inside is empty, so you can actually fit a couple of miniatures in there if you want to, or decorate it however you want to. Someone was asking in the community before. I don't remember if it was. I don't remember if it was on Discord or on Facebook. Someone was asking if Buffo from our 3-month loyalty reward would fit here, would connect here. Like, Buffo himself fits. The problem is like all the stuff that he's carrying. He's already quite burdened. I don't think he needs to also drag the carriage around. And let me just turn it around a little bit so you guys can see it better. So I don't think he needs to drag all the stuff around. And I tested it like with a couple of adjustments, like Buffo could be made to drag this. But poor Buffo, man. Like, leave him alone. He already has enough on his back. Did I? Yeah, actually, what's the right side here, Alvaro? I think I've messed up. Oh, I think that's it. Yeah. What do you think about this one, Alvaro?
Yeah, this wagon, from what we heard, is a big success as well, and I love this design, like this big barrel design that Guilherme created is amazing. And as you said, it can be used as a family wagon, right? As a bandit's wagon. It's very
Yeah,
uh,
it can be used for your adventuring needs as well. Like, you always need to like drag out the treasure that you get from the dungeons around.
yeah. I'm not sure why. Maybe people on chat can say more about it, but it looks like it's very good for using in Curse of Strahd
Oh
campaigns,
yes,
right?
Curse of Strahd. In Curse of Strahd, there's a. I think they're basically humans, but they're the Vistani. It's the like Curse of Strahd version of gypsies, right? And they have these vardos, which are wagons, very much like this, that have like this profile, this round on top profile, and they're nomads, and they just keep like moving around. They're nomads, transient, and they're like a big part of Curse of Strahd because they are the only people that can leave the domain without, like, they have the vampires' permission to come and go as they please. Uh, and so yeah, they basically control the trade of a bunch of stuff, and it's one of the ways that you get to Curse of Strahd is by hitching a ride on a wagon like this, like this. So yeah,
Oh,
it's
nice.
yeah. So I think some people are going to probably be printing like multiples of this. Yeah.
Nice.
So I guess this is it for the miniatures. Do you want to say anything else about the miniatures, Alvaro? And then we can start
Um,
like answering some questions.
Yeah, so those miniatures are very important, I think, because as I said, they are from the first bundle that Guilherme did the design for us,
Shared screen.
and as you can see, they are very unique, no standard design. So each character has a personality, each one has a past. So you can expect our bundles to become better and better. And for those who think that bandits are very um, regular, very weak characters, maybe you can expect some really cool and weird creatures for the next bundle, and I'm very excited for it.
Yeah, everyone, you guys can expect a couple of spoilers coming your way, like not spoiler, but concept art, right? Coming your way on our communities in the next in the coming weeks, and we're gonna keep you guys updated. We always keep you guys updated on the next bundle if you're a part of our communities. So if you have any doubts about, okay, so what's the next bundle gonna be? You can check the announcements tab on our Facebook community, and there's also an announcements channel on our Discord community. And if you are not a member of our Discord yet, you can join through our True Loot's platform. If you check like right beside like where it says My Loots and stuff, there's a community tab, and you can get the links for both the Discord and the Facebook community if you're not a part of those yet. And it's fun. I've been trying to be more active, especially in the Discord community. I've been joining a couple of calls with members, and that's always fun. Maybe I'll do something like that today as well. If you guys want to join me on Discord after the live stream. just hang out and chat for a bit. But before we end, we have time for some questions, right? Let me check here. I'm gonna check the questions here, and I'm gonna go back a little bit. Yes, I'm gonna. People are asking about the Journey to Valhalla release, and I'm gonna get to that. But let me just go back and see if there are any questions that we missed. Report first, awesome. I remember someone asked in chat like pretty early on, like which printers we are using and what kind of resin we use to get the results that we do. People ask that a lot, and we don't use any professional printers. We use consumer grade printers here at Loot to test the models, to test our prints, because that's what your guys are gonna be using, right? So it doesn't make sense for us to like buy a super expensive printer, and then when you guys are probably not gonna have access to that, or most of you anyways. So I try to make sure you can get the best results in a consumer grade printer. And right now we have I don't remember the numbers, but we have Anycubic Mono. We have a Mono X. Are we using any other printers right now, Alvaro?
No, for some time we've been using some printers from Frozen, but at the moment we are focusing on the monos from Anycubic, and they are doing really well because before we had like one printer of like 4 different models of printers, and then when we had an issue or setting that we had to change, it was really hard to deal with so many printers. So now we have like 4 monos and 1 mono X, and the resin that we use, it's a little hard to talk about it, because to recommend it, because it's a Brazilian resin called Quantum 3D. It's a very good resin, but it's nothing special. Like some people think that at Loot we use, like you said, professional printers or some fancy kind of resin, but we use really standard material and printers, nothing fancy. And we are working on a video to teach a little about how to set up a printer
because
to get better results.
Because I think the point is a lot about it's a lot of factors that go into making a successful print. Of course, the file, right? And we try to get you like the file in the best condition possible, so that you don't have any problems when you're printing. The printer itself, the resin, like the room temperature, and if there are any variations. And I see now that I'm gonna stop real quick, because I see now that Alvaro is doing a bust of like a Frankenstein orc. And I think that's yeah. And I think
have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah. Okay. So as Alvaro said, we're working on a video like to help you guys figure out, especially because a lot of people started on 3D printing because of Loot. Like you guys, we receive a lot of we hear a lot of stories like this, right? So there are a lot of beginners that are subscribers, and we want to make sure that you guys can like get the best results you possibly can, right? And we're working on a video to teach you how to adjust your settings to your resin and your printer to make sure it like you get the best possible results. Next question: who designed the miniature painting holder this month? It is excellent and works perfectly. So thank you very much for that surprise. That's from Drake Lang. That was Alvaro, right, Alvaro?
Yeah. So I had this idea of doing a miniature holder, but before I started designing this one, I looked at the internet for some examples, And I found a lot of different designs online, like for free at my mini factory or other website. But I felt that those holders were missing something. Like I tested some of them, and the design wasn't working really well for me. And we wanted to have a holder which was capable of holding really well our miniatures, not necessarily other brand of miniatures. So I decided to make this holder that fits the small miniatures, the big miniatures, and the boost as well. And it was a really fun and hard project for me because I'm not a designer. But using other holders as a base, as a inspiration, I was able to design this one, and I'm really happy to see that a lot of people are using this holder and having great time with it. So I'm very happy.
Yeah.
And maybe we can improve the holder in the future, release a second version. So the feedback from the community is very important for me.
Yeah, I think people were like really excited for the holder when it came out. We were actually kind of surprised at the reaction from the community because everybody who saw the announcement of it just immediately like liked it and then went to print it like immediately. And it was and we were kind of like, oh really? We were just kind of doing that to like to like give something to the community, right? And we didn't expect the reaction it had. It was kind of overwhelming, right, Alvaro, for a bit.
I didn't expect so many people printing the holder. Some already printed like 4 or 5 copies of it, and some people are painting the holder. It became like a contest who has the coolest holder in the community. A lot of cool colors and materials. So I'm very happy with it.
Yeah. Okay, so next question before, and I think people are gonna, a couple of people have already asked about Journey to Valhalla. So I'm gonna answer this question, and if you have any other questions, like that are not about Journey to Valhalla, this is the time to ask, because then I'm gonna, we're gonna explain the Journey to Valhalla project a little bit better, and that's gonna probably be the end of the stream, right? Because, okay, so let me see here. So Venner Will has asked, what is the biggest loot miniature of all time, and how tall is it? And I think the tallest one would be Lutimus, right?
Yeah, if we consider the statue scale, it would be Lutmus, the the 1 year loyalty reward. But if we consider the 75 millimeters or the 32 as well, I think that the taller miniature so far is the trend for the Oasis bundle.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
it's a huge miniature, really tall.
Yes, and I think there's always a matter. There's also a matter of like volume as well, right? Print volume.
Yeah.
Is Lutimus also the one that we had to split into most pieces to fit into?
Yeah, the statue has like more than 30
Oh
pieces,
yes,
I guess.
because Lutimus has both a 32, a 75, and a statue version, right?
Yeah, the statue is really high. It's like 1/6 scale, I think. It's a really big statue.
We have a couple more questions here. Let me find. Okay, can you be in the same room when the printers are running, and how much ventilation does your room have? We have people working in the same room as the printers while they're running, but it's a well ventilated room. I actually don't know. Or do we have like any? Do we have to do any kind of like mechanical ventilation or anything like that?
Yeah, at Loot, as we have people working near the printers, we have like this. I'm not sure how to say this. How do you say armário?
Uh,
Or,
yeah, we have like this big closed. It's not. It's more like a shelf, right?
yeah,
A
it's like a
big
shelf with
enclosed
a
shelf.
door. Yeah, yeah, and we installed like those bathroom exhaustions, maybe. I'm not sure if
Oh yes,
how you
like
call it. Yeah.
it's a mechanical ventilator thing. I can probably take a picture and post it on like Discord or later just to show you guys like what it is that we use. It's not like expensive or anything. It's just to like vent out the smelly fumes so they don't bother the people that are working in the room. The room
Yeah,
also had,
so
yeah.
yeah, so all the fumes go outside, and it's safe to them to work there. However, if you plan to have your printer in your bedroom, for example, like where you sleep or spend most of your day, I wouldn't recommend that because the resins are toxic and it can like harm you. Uh, we uh, we we actually don't know the side effects in long term, like after years in contact with resin. So I would be really careful about this. It doesn't mean you have to wear like Chernobyl clothes to get near printers. Uh, you can use them like with gloves, and if you are sensitive to the resin, maybe a mask and goggles maybe to protect your eyes. But it isn't something like really dangerous. When I first bought my printer, I was really afraid of it, of the smell. Some people said that the smell was like really, really bad. But my experience was like it isn't a big deal. The resins I get are getting like better. The smell isn't bad at the moment. But of course, it doesn't mean that if you can't smell the resin, it isn't in the air. It can have a low smell and like be toxic at the same time. But yeah, if you have like the printer in a well ventilated area and you take all the precautions, you don't have to worry about it. It's not a dangerous thing to have. Maybe having an oven is more dangerous than a
Yeah.
printer.
People are asking here just a couple more questions, and then we're gonna answer a couple of like talk a little bit about Journey to Valhalla, real fast. So people, Chris Hopkins is asking, will we ever get any giants? And giants are, and I'm gonna say this over, and you correct me if I'm wrong. Giants are tricky, kind of like big dragons, like we did with August at all, because you have to. It's hard to fit them in a bundle, right? You can't do a bundle of just giants because it's one of those things like it wouldn't be for it definitely wouldn't be for everyone. A lot of people wouldn't like a bundle of just giants. And like the larger the mini, the more we have to think about it because we have to like, especially if you want to do like a 75 millimeter version, because you have to split it into a bunch of pieces. So it's a lot more work. So it's like the giants will come when we can fit them in a bundle and like the work schedule, like we can adjust the work schedule around them, right? Is that it, Alvaro?
Yeah, perfect. Like, uh, of course, we'll do giants in the future, but like a giant bundle, I don't think it would be a great idea. Maybe we can have one or two giants in a single bundle, but we want variety. We
Yeah.
don't want a bundle focusing on very specific kind of miniatures. Like, for example, the kobolds bundle. We have kobolds, of course, And as they are very used a lot in campaigns, we did different kinds of kobolds. But we have some lizards, we have the dragon boss, we have the heroes. So yeah, we try to make different kinds of miniatures for different kind of subscribers.
Yeah. Okay, and I just want to point out before we answer the... Okay, so the next question is by Stephen Lopez. What hero won the community hero contest on Facebook? So if you guys aren't aware, we ran a community hero contest this past month. We had a bunch of submissions. We selected like the ones that we thought that were best. We like brought it down to like 5 submissions that are thought like, oh, these are really cool ideas that also fit the bundle really well. And last week we put it up to a vote, and last week we closed the vote. We had our contest artist was Guilherme Mota, right, Alvaro, that did the concept art.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so they did the concept art, and we're gonna have like the official announcement tomorrow. So pay attention to our Facebook and Discord communities. We'll announce on both of them. The hero has already been decided, and it's a really awesome one. All of them were like really good ideas, and we were really happy with the choices that we made on the submissions, because it was actually like really close. All the 5 heroes that we put up were really, really well voted. And like first and second place are not that far apart. Yeah, so that's it for now for community hero. And yeah, on the point of the fumes, the printer fumes that we were talking about earlier, I just want to point out, man, Jeremiah Sells is on fire on chat right now. He just says, I just run my printer in the spare bedroom with the fart fan running. And I think that's just beautiful. That's like top 3D printing right there. Okay, so before our time is up, let's talk a little bit about our Journey to Valhalla project. So, I can't go into much detail right now, but here's what I can tell to you guys about this project. And some of this information, if you've been following us if you've subscribed to Launch Week, which is next week, or if you've been following our posts on our Facebook and social media in general, and our communities on Facebook and Discord, you already know some of this information, right? So it consists, Journey to Valhalla, it's like this big project we've been working on. It consists of 3 tribes, and it's a Viking fantasy setting, right? Next week, starting on the 9th, like Monday, we will start releasing videos and like a lot more information on all of the tribes. So we're gonna have 3 reveal videos, 1 for each tribe, and then we're gonna like post it. We're gonna post the information so you guys can actually like see the tribes and see the concept art and see the miniatures, and it's gonna be the product is actually gonna be available for purchase on the 16th, like the other Monday, right? Yeah, so 8 days from now. No, not 8 days from now. Like a couple weeks from now. And yeah, and you're gonna be able to buy either one of the 3 tribes, or you can buy all of them together in a pack for a discounted price. So that's the information I can share with you right now. Is there anything else, Alvaro, that you would like to explain, to say about the project?
Oh, let's keep it a secret. I
Okay.
think people will be very happy with the videos, and we worked really hard for this project for like months. People had no idea that we were working on it. Like I forgot when we started it, but it has been months of work. It became much bigger than we expected. The project, it's huge, a lot of amazing miniatures, and you can expect something like awesome.
Yeah, there's
People who like Vikings will be really happy.
yeah. And there's some amazing stuff on it, guys. Unfortunately, like I really want to talk about it, but I can't, or else Alvaro is gonna kill me. But there's some amazing stuff. I'd also like to point out, like, it's not part of our regular subscription, right? It's not part of our monthly subscription service. It's a separate thing. It's a one-time purchase. It's going to be available for forever, for purchase forever. But like that first week and that first day, there's gonna be something special about that first week and first day. So if you haven't subscribed to our launch week yet, you should do so. You get to download the free head splitter miniature, and you also get to you're gonna be like the first ones to hear when Journey to Valhalla is available for purchase. And it's gonna be awesome. I swear to you guys. Let's see here. People are asking, Márcia, can you give us a close up on your detail work there? Yeah, let's try to.
Márcia?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm trying. I can't see my screen.
Okay, just move your hand a little bit to the right.
Right here.
Yes, that's it, and a little bit down. Yes.
Right here.
A little bit to your left now, just a little bit. Yes. I think people want to see, like, I think, like, even from this point of view, like, his eyes already look amazing.
I'm trying to do some paint here, but guys, I tried painting with Márcia these days, and it's really hard.
Oh yeah.
If I show the eyes that I try to paint, you guys gonna laugh forever.
Yeah, I think we had some pictures of Alvaro's attempts circulating in our like within the company, and it was one of those things, like, everyone's making fun of the boss.
Yeah.
So I think that's it, right? Yeah, I think we answered all the questions. Are there any more questions you guys would like to ask us? Oh, people are saying hello from Iceland. Hello from Brazil, Jonas. Let's see. If there's anything else you guys would like to ask, I think now would be the time. Márcia is not done with her painting, but don't worry, we'll probably, like, post the pictures of the finished bust in our social media, so you guys can see how awesome it turned out. When do we get an office tour? Oh, that's a great question. I think Lut's gonna move to a different, like, a new shiny, brand new office later this year, and then maybe we can do a before and after, right?
Yeah, for sure. We can't wait to move because the place here is getting small, the internet is getting worse.
Yeah.
And there we will be able to create even better content for you.
Yeah. Printer room tour would be dope. People are saying, any loot merch, swag or stickers we can order. I don't think we're doing any loot merch for the time being, but I think it would be a fun project to do. Oh, Drake Lance saying, Alvaro should sculpt a full-size mascot for your office entrance.
Who knows?
Yeah, I think, like, Blizzard, like, big game studios usually do this, like Blizzard and Bethesda usually do something like this.
Yeah, would you guys like a life-size miniature in our office? Maybe we can try it.
counted. Yeah, people are asking a lot of questions. I have seen these questions come up a couple of times about our sales model and our pricing system. If it's possible to get older bundles at a discounted price. We did that once as an experiment with I think it was Planner Cruise and Granny's Prophecy. We sold them as a pack. So we discounted Granny's Prophecy, right? And it was an experiment, and we're testing things out. And we don't really have like much to say about our pricing system right now. We are looking into stuff like how we can offer you guys like the best possible product. But unfortunately, I can't go too much into it right now. But don't worry, like we see you guys asking for it, and don't expect for discounts like we did for Granny's Prophecy anytime soon. But we're looking into what the options are. Yeah, people are saying they want a full-sized Alberos Ribeiros, Alvaro.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it would be awesome.
Yeah, someone are saying we should do an 8 foot tall Lutimus as well.
Oh,
Yeah, people want crazy stuff from us. Like, imagine this. Imagine like if you can't you need to be able to print this with a 3D printer, right? And we already said all our 3D printers are like your 3D printers. So you need to think like, how long would it take to do something like this in my 3D printer? Yeah. So, oh yeah, and hello, Guilherme Hartung is saying hello from Canada. So, hello, Guilherme. Okay, is there anything else? Yeah, people are saying just make it hollow.
Alvaro,
Oi? What? Hi?
do you know Guilherme?
Guilherme?
Yes, Guilherme.
Guilherme Hartung?
Uh-huh.
Two great artists, congrats. Yeah.
Oh yeah, from Canada. Oh, I just saw the chat here. Hi, Guilherme. Yeah, he has been watching my live streams for like a long time. Happy to see you here.
Yeah. So I guess this guys actually let me just so we can let me bring like my two favorite minis together here on camera. And I think that's a great image, so we can like end the live stream on a high note. So should we end it? Should we end it here, guys?
Yeah, first of all, I would like to thank you guys for being here with us. We had a lot of delay because of technical issues we had. We're still learning how to do live stream with multiple people like we are doing now. And your feedback on this format would be really important for us. So if you like this format, like I'm sculpting, Márcia is painting, Tiago is showing all the miniatures in higher resolution than the previous live. So if you like this format, please let us know. If it's too much information, you can focus, please let us know as well. And that's it. I hope you have a lot of fun printing and painting these miniatures. Oh, and this month we will try something a little different from the tutorials. There will be a tutorial video like always, but we are trying a new format, and you guys will know really soon how it will work. But yeah, that's it. I hope you have a lot of fun, and see you in the next month. Do you want to say something, Márcia?
Thank you.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it.
Okay, guys. So I guess that's it for now. you'll actually be seeing a little bit of me on our reveal videos next week, and I'll be on the community, and I may or may not join Discord or community Discord a little bit if you guys want to hop in and just chat for a bit. So I'll probably do that later, like an hour from now, something like that. So this is it, guys. See you next time for our next bundle. Bye. Say bye,
Bye
everyone.
bye.
Bye.